Hello and welcome to this episode of the Business Spotlight. Today we are joined by Diane from My Window Cleaner. Hi Diane.
Hello, lovely to be here.
Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
So, as I say, great to have you with us on the Business Spotlight. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, the Business Spotlight, it's for you to learn a little bit more about business, to be inspired by the people that we have on the podcast, and just to help along the way if you're thinking about getting into business or starting that entrepreneurship journey. So, Diane, just to kick things off for us, if you could just let our viewers know who you are, what you do, and how long you've been doing it for.
Okay, thanks. We are My Window Cleaner, Barnet and South Herts, because that is our territory. Basically, we have a window cleaning business, but also offer a lot of other services as well. We run it, my husband and myself, Chris. So Chris and myself run the business. It is a family-run business. Our son is involved in the business as well, Keegan, and he works in the business every day, helps with the marketing, and very involved in our business. We basically clean windows. We clean both inside and outside of windows. We do traditional cleaning, and we also do reach and wash cleaning as well. But not only that, we also clear gutters, we clean fascias, we clean literally everything, everything external. We also jet wash, so we can jet wash patios and drives. And we also clean those wonderful conservatories that always look terrible, including the conservatory roofs. So basically, we are exterior cleaners for people's homes, and we help people maintain their homes. We have been running for 3 years now. It's 3 years since we bought into the franchise and moved to this country.
Wow, that's a phenomenal share. Thank you so much for that, Diane. So, wow, that's a lot to take in. And well, welcome to the UK, 3 years. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So, what would you say with the expertise that yourself and Chris and your son bring to the table? What would you say is the main difference between what other window cleaning companies offer and what you guys offer?
Well, I think Chris brings a lot to the table here. I mean, he was in architecture beforehand. So he understands buildings. He understands people's homes. He understands what can go wrong. He understands the pitfalls, and he has an eye for it. So when he walks onto anybody's property and he's going to clean their window, if he will immediately notice that there's a gutter problem going to become a problem. You know, he notices it in advance. So I think our clients are giving that entire maintenance of their property just because of Chris's eye for a property. And he's definitely passed that on to Keegan. Keegan's also really, really good at noticing that. So we also really pride ourselves in excellent service. You know, we want to be the best at what we do. I mean, it's very difficult to say you're the best, but we definitely strive to be the best. And excellent service is what we are all about. We've also noticed that communication with clients is absolutely key in our business. So I am literally here all day, every day, for whatever the client needs and to communicate with the client. So we don't just arrive to clean your windows when we feel like arriving to clean your windows. We will send you reminder emails in advance so that our clients always know when we are going to clean their windows. I think also being a family business, we've got that little bit of an extra family caring sort of touch. And what Chris and I have, strived to always do is to treat somebody else's home and somebody else's property as if it's our property. So how would we like somebody to arrive and clear our gutters? You know, how would we want them to be very careful of our little poppies that are growing in our garden, and not stand on them? Because that's what I would expect, what I would like. And we try and always bring that into our cleaning and into the maintenance that we are doing for our customers. So I think being a family business, that is something we really do portray, because it's the way we are and it's the way we operate. So we bring our clients into our business as almost friends, and treat their property as we would like them to treat our property if they came to visit us.
Wow, yeah, that's a great share. And I think it's so important too. You raised a few points there with regards to treating your clients the same way that you would want to be treated, and also the key elements of communication as well. And that is paramount in any kind of relationship, business or otherwise. And I heard something quite interesting fairly recently, and you've just struck a chord, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this with you. But someone said that, you know, treat others as you'd expect to be treated is like the golden rule. And I totally agree with that. But then they said, but there's this other rule, which is treat others as they want to be treated, which is the platinum rule. And I thought, wow, I quite like that. That was pretty cool. So yeah, great share though, Diane. Thank you so much. So 3 years, wow. So, I mean, just give us a little bit of a whistle-stop tour as to sort of what made you and Chris decide to sort of come to the UK and set up a franchise 3 years ago, and a bit of a whistle-stop tour as to the backstory.
Oh gosh, that could be a long story. We thought about immigrating for quite some time, you know, and it was just never really the right time. Oh, let's wait for the boys to finish school. Let's wait for the boys to finish studying, you know, that kind of thing. Then COVID hit, and COVID hit Chris's business, which was an architectural design business, really hard, obviously, as COVID would. I also had my own cosmetic range, because I'm actually a cosmetic chemist, and you know, that was also hit quite hard with COVID. And we sort of decided, all right, this is a time, if we're going to make the move and we're literally going to be building again, let's make the move now and you know, build in a new country. So that's basically why we came across. It was tough to begin with. Chris battled to get across because obviously, you know, you couldn't get on an airplane. It was all closed down, and we were ready to launch. Yeah, we were going to launch, and Chris couldn't get across here to launch, so it was delayed a bit. Chris then did come across, and our plan was that then I was going to come across, you know, within sort of 6 months. That didn't happen. There was issues back in South Africa, including our son landed up having extensive brain surgery. So it did hold us back quite a lot. But eventually, I did manage to get across here. Chris had done phenomenally on his own here. And I must say, you know, well, for our customers that we had at that time, and the UK community, the support was phenomenal. Really, really, our customers were absolutely amazing with us. And when I got here, once I got here, we really went, you know, let's grow now. And we really just pulled out all the stops, and we grew really exceptionally very well. That was amazing. It was really fantastic, bringing Keegan into the business as well. He was going through rehabilitation. Our business, and actually window cleaning, was even helping with the rehabilitation. So really, really good what we were doing. And then we hit another little bit of hurdle, because obviously being new in the country, we needed to buy another van. We couldn't get finance. So that was, you know, a nice hurdle. But we got through that. And, you know, as I've already mentioned, the support of our customers, you know, and being able to talk to people that were living in the UK and that kind of thing was just amazing. The support of our franchisor was absolutely amazing. And I think our journey has been, it's been rocky. It's been a roller coaster. But it's been very exciting, very fulfilling, very rewarding. And to have the people around us that we've worked with has just been absolutely phenomenal.
Wow, what a fantastic share, and what a fantastic backstory. Thank you so much for being so open and letting us into that little insight there. Thank you, Diane. So, I mean, that brings us up to speed then. And I mean, you know, what a journey so far. So what sort of plans have you and Chris got for the future and for the business, and what sort of challenges do you think you're going to face over the next 12 months?
As we did as our franchise, boom, we're going. um, we think the future's really, really bright. We've got loads planned. We're very, very excited as to where we're going. We're looking for more people to employ. We already do have one employee, other than Keegan and Chris that are cleaning. We're looking for more people at the moment. And we're going to be very specific. We want the right people. We want people that will give our customers the same expertise, the same sort of care as we do. So we're being really specific there. But we're going to be introducing new services. Chris has been training. He's done soft washing courses. He's been doing a lot of training and a lot of sort of investigation and research. So soft washing is coming. We've already started a bit and had excellent results on some patios and things that we've done, on some walls that he's done. So we're really enjoying seeing that. It's really, really exciting. We are also going to introduce roof cleaning as well. Chris and Keegan both been doing a lot of training on that, doing a lot of investigation, a lot of research. So no, our future is bright, and we're really, really excited, to continue with what we are doing.
Wow, that's fantastic, and such an amazing, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed sort of approach to it as well. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. So moving on to yourself then, Diane, what would you say as the business owner has been your biggest lesson, the biggest learning that you've had today from running the business in the last few years?
I think this is very much due to it being a family-run business. And I think one of the real big lessons that we've learned, and to anybody else that is in business and starting a business as well, to know, don't let that business consume you. We did let it happen, where we got to the point that all of our family meals, our family dinners and everything, we were talking business. What's our strategy? What happened today? What did Mrs. Smith do? What did Mrs. Jones do? Taking everything to heart, and rehashing it at home. And I think, that whole work-life balance, you've really got to keep that, because it does drain you. It really does drain your energy if you do become like that. So, as I say, especially with it being a family business, you can't just work with blinkers, business. You actually need to look at life as well. So that was a big learning for us. Also getting very involved in the nitty-gritties of the business and losing your big picture. And like you've just asked me, what is your future? We had possibly lost that for a couple of months, not looking for the future, but really just looking at the day to day. And it consumes you. You lose energy. You need to look ahead all the time, and not just get caught up in that business, so that you're working for the business and the business is not working for you. And it's quite difficult to get out of that rut, once you're in it. And it was very difficult for Chris and I and Keegan to break that. Fortunately, we do have another son, Quinton, who was involved in the business but has now moved on, and he is a pilot, and he helped us, get out of that and start looking at the bigger picture. So we're really grateful for his input that he had, with us on that point of view. The other thing that I know, this might not be what the customers want to hear, but from a business point of view and a business perspective, is doing all those little things for free. you Mrs. Smith says, "Oh, won't you just clean, my skylight today?" And we feel sorry for Mrs. Whoever, and we'll just do that. Or won't you just clean our security cameras as well? And you just do them. Makes your day a whole lot longer. Your turnover doesn't go up, and you get tired. So I think that's also been a very, very big learning for us. Yes, we will still do little things for free. I mean, we always will. You're not going to take that away. It's our nature. But being very aware of how much we are doing, for free, so that it doesn't tire us out.
Wow, that's some really great shares there. Again, thank you so much for being so open, Diane. I mean, you're quite right. Running a family business, it's that equilibrium, isn't it? I know people use the phrase work-life balance. I've heard more recently people are just saying it's a life balance. But I think unless you've run a family business, and I've run family businesses, I've been involved in quite a few family businesses, and I think it's fantastic that you and Chris and your son have managed to sort of cap that and get that equilibrium right, because it can break families. So it's really good to hear that you guys have actually got that fixed. So well done. Kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
So with the business spotlight, Diane, quite a lot of our viewers are quite young. So this is one of my favorite questions to ask. We've got a little magic wand here, and I'm going to wave it, and we're going to be able to go back in time. So we're going to go back in time, and you're going to be able to see an 18-year-old Diane, and you're going to be able to give yourself one piece of advice that will obviously benefit the 18-year-old Diane, but also the viewers that are watching today. So what would it be? What would that one piece of advice be?
I think take your opportunities and use them, and don't sort of, which I did, you will have to work for somebody else. Yes. And that is your way of learning and grabbing all the knowledge. What you learn at university is not everything. It's not the be all and end all. You need the older, wiser people. They will help you. But soak up all of that knowledge. And when you are given your opportunity to go into your own business, if that's something that you want, take that opportunity and pour your energy in there. I poured my energy a little bit into my own thing, but mostly into what I was doing for somebody else, which is fantastic, and I don't regret it. But I think as a younger person, if you want to be in your own business, you need to pour most of your energy into your own business, not into somebody else's business.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. Thank you for that great insight. And, if only we had that magic wand, hey?
Yeah.
I think it's quite good what you said there. It resonated with me. And I think it was Jim Rohn that said, to work harder on yourself than you do in your job. And I think that's so important. And some people and some of us can lose sight of that from time to time. So what you said there really resonated. So thank you again for that, Diane. On that note, what is it that really inspires you? What is it that really, fires you up and puts that passion in your belly on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that really gets you to do what you do on a daily, weekly?
I know most people say, "Oh, I've read this book and I've listened to that podcast, and and the billionaire whoever has done whatever." I don't really get inspiration from sort of other inspirational people, really. I get most of my inspiration from my family. What we do is for our family. We're a really, really close-knit family. And that is really where I get my inspiration. Very often I wake up in the day and I go, "Oh, today, do we have to? Can I not just lie in bed or whatever?" And then I sort of think back and go, "Oh, well, you know what? You've done this before, or you and Chris did what, 3 weeks ago. Look what you've done. So you did it then. You can do it today. you felt not great maybe 10 years back, but look what you've achieved and look where you've come from. And then I'm quite happy to hop out of bed and whatever. I get a lot of inspiration from a younger son, with what he's been through and the way he's tackled his operations and things like that. He is phenomenal. And I so often think about that, to get my inspiration. Also, my dad had his own businesses when I was growing up, and it wasn't always easy. It really wasn't, and he just kept going and kept going, and he had so much energy that so often I think of my dad, when I was younger. So that is where I get a lot of my inspirational from, and I definitely thank my family members for that. The other thing, I think, as a family, all of us get our inspiration from sport. I mean, to me, when I see a team, even if we are playing in the team or not or whatever, and they're losing, and then they go, "I'm gonna win the game." I mean, to me, I'm like on a high. That to me is absolutely amazing. And I don't know if we've got time, but I can share with you. My eldest son, he was playing football when he was 12 for an entire season. His football team did not win a match for an entire season. And they were just such a connected group of guys. The next season, Chris actually did take over that football team, and he coached them. And they won the league and they won the cup in that year. So, that kind of inspiration, when I see it in sport and how people actually work together as a team, just inspires me tremendously.
Wow, that is an absolutely phenomenal share. Thank you so, so much. I mean, from the beginning of that answer, from the family, yourself, Chris, your boys, Quinton and Keegan. I mean, what a family unit you've got there. That's really inspirational just in itself.
Very blessed.
And I know you've just been over back home to see your dad. You celebrated his 80th birthday recently. Happy birthday, Dad.
Yes.
Oh, great stuff. So just to wrap things up then, Diane, I mean, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Have you got any sort of special offers that you can sort of like offer to our people watching the podcast today? And if they want to get in touch, if you could just let them know phone numbers, websites, that kind of thing, that'd be great.
Okay, well, what I would like to do is ask people for their help. What we do is we have a random act of kindness, which we, once a month, we like to do a random act of kindness within our community. This might be cleaning a charity's front window of their shop, or a elderly couple that really need their windows cleaned or their gutters cleared, or something like that. We like to do a random act of kindness a month. We are not always able to reach the correct people and also verify that these people need help. So if anybody, anybody listening to this can verify that somebody does need help, if they can send it over to me, I can slot them into a particular month. That I would really appreciate that, because we battle to reach the correct people, and we don't just want to go and do our random acts of kindness. That's not somebody that doesn't really need the random acts of kindness. So I'd really appreciate that. You could send it across to Diane, Diane, at mywindowcleaner.co.uk. That's my email address. Our phone number is 01707 567 567. So it's quite easy to remember. 01707 567 567. Or just Google us, My Window Cleaner, Barnet and South Herts. It will come up with us, and you can go onto our website, have a look at us. All our pictures are there, including our little dog. Yes, and then please feel free to get in touch.
Well, Diane, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
always good to talk to you, Mark.
It's been a real pleasure today. Thank you so much for making it a great episode. And thanks for everybody for watching today. That's been the Business Spotlight, and we'll see you all again very soon.